welcome back to the Lockwood Chronicles. My name is Larissa, and today we are going through my June TBR. Can't believe we're already doing a June TBR. That is crazy to me. But here we are, yet again. Right now I have 6 books here that I would really love to read this month, and then I have an additional one, and then whatever book of the month sends, and I might like rotate them out. So pretty much this is a lie. It is also turning into lake season here in Minnesota, and I love to go to the lake, especially one with a beach, and I lay there for hours and just read and read and read. Is my favorite thing. So who knows, maybe we will get through all of these. We're doing a really good job at getting through my physical TBR, and I'm so proud of myself. Still got a little bit to go, but we're making headway, and that's what matters. So let's start off with the most obvious here that we need to read this month, and that is The Unmaking of June Farrow, mainly because her name is June. And this is by Adrienne Young. Have I read another book by Adrienne Young? I don't remember. Read this little blurb up top. A woman risks everything to end her family's centuries-old curse, solve her mother's disappearance, and find love in this mesmerizing novel from the best-selling author of Spells for Forgetting. Oh, that's what it was, as I wanted to read Spells for Forgetting. I haven't yet. But this takes place in a small mountain town of Jasper, North Carolina. And it's pretty short. We can definitely do it. Also, I just love this cover. Just reminds me of all these little fairy lights. And she was a fairy. Summertime is also when I love to read Greek mythology. It is taking everything in me to not reread The Song of Achilles, and I really hope I will at some point this summer. Until then, I am planning on hopefully reading Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. I haven't read any of Jennifer Saint's books yet, and I have them all on my wish list ready to go, but I thought I would give the first one a try, or not, well, a book that I already own by her a try before I decide to dive deeper into her catalog, just because I want to make sure I like the writing style. But I've heard really great things about Ariadne, and Ariadne, well, let me tell you about her on the front page. Ariadne, Princess of Crete, grows up greeting the dawn from her beautiful dancing floor and listening to her nursemaid's stories of gods and heroes. But beneath her golden palace echo the ever-present hoofbeats of her brother, the Minotaur, a monster who demands blood sacrifice. And so this is about Theseus and the Minotaur and Ariadne and all the roles that they play, and the labyrinth as well. Very pumped to get to this finally. It has been on my shelf for way too long. I'm such a mood reader, and I really, like I said, love reading mythology, and especially Greek mythology during the summer warm months. Don't know why. I like to pretend I'm in Greece, and I always feel like Greece is hot. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. And then let's just keep on a roll with mythology, and that is with Clytemnestra. And I don't really know anything about Clytemnestra. Am I saying that? Clytemnestra? I am pronouncing it very incorrectly, so I'll have to look up the pronunciation. And this is by Costanza Casati. Monarch, mother, murderer, magnificent. You were born to a king, but you marry a tyrant. You stand by helplessly as he sacrifices your child to placate the gods. You watch him wage war on a foreign shore, and you comfort yourself with violent thoughts of your own, because this was not the first offense against you. This was not the life you ever deserved, and this will not be your undoing. Slowly, you plot. This book just feels like Female Rage, the musical, if you will. Did anybody else see that Taylor Swift trademarked that? I just really love Greek mythology, or like mythology from the women's point of view. And I love like just learning about all the Greek gods and goddesses in general, and all of the other people involved in that time as well. Moving on, you're gonna see in my wrap up, we are finally going to read The Final Offer by Lauren Asher. This is the 3rd book in the Dreamland Billionaire series, and I am so excited that I'm finally getting through the series. This one is the chunkiest one. I flew through the 1st and 2nd one, and it's very much Grumpy Sunshine, dual POV. A lot of it is workplace romance, but I think this one is going to be a friends to lovers, or friends to enemies, or like estranged to lovers or something, from what I can recall. But in case you don't know what the Dreamland Billionaire series is, Dreamland is pretty much Walt Disney World. These 3 brothers have to fulfill their grandfather's will in order to receive their inheritance. So the first 2 books follow the other 2 brothers, and now we are following the youngest brother. And we got a glimpse of him in the previous book, and I really enjoyed him. He is just very, very sweet, but He seems to have a lot more issues, more mental health. They all kind of have a little bit of mental health issues, but I think his might verge on the path of just like partying too much and just being a goofball and not taking anything too seriously. And this is about Callahan and Alana. I like that name, Alana. Ooh, ooh. I don't want to give anything away, so feel free to read the series. I've been really enjoying it. It is available on Kindle Unlimited as far as I remember. Let's do Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren, and they are cute little romances. Usually their books are dual POV. The only one that I think isn't is Love in Other Words. But just friends, just friends, just friends. If they repeat it enough, maybe it'll be true. I don't think it's gonna be true, guys. I love a friends to lovers. Hazel knows she's a lot to handle, and frankly, most men aren't up to the challenge. If her army of pets and thrill for the absurd don't send them running, her lack of filter means she'll say exactly the wrong thing in a delicate moment, their loss. She's a good soul in search of honest fun. Josh has known Hazel since college, where her zany playfulness proved completely incompatible with his mellow restraint. From the first night they met, when she gracelessly told him she would be honored to give you sex tonight, to when she sent him an unintelligible email while he post-surgical haze, Josh has always, while in a post-surgical haze. Josh has always thought of Hazel more as a spectacle than a peer. But now, 10 years later, and after a cheating girlfriend has turned his life upside down, going out with Hazel is a breath of fresh air. Not that Josh and Hazel date. At least not each other, because setting each other up on progressively terrible double-blind dates so they can hang out together means there's nothing between them. Right? It just seems so like fun and summery. I mean, like even, oof. It's fine, we're fine. Like even look at the colors. That is summer vibes to me. Last one on the list is my backlist for Taylor Jenkins Reid and One True Loves. I just have to be in such a particular mood to read Taylor Jenkins Reid just because her writing is very literary fiction. Beautiful. Absolutely love it. But it is kind of heavier writing. Not like heavy as in like sad, but like it's just different. A breathtaking story about a woman unexpectedly forced to choose between the husband she has long thought dead and the fiance who has finally brought her back to life. This one, from what I recall, because I don't feel like reading the back page. Emma is married to Jesse and they're high school sweethearts in her 20s, blah, blah, blah. They're super adventure seekers, and then Jesse takes a plane out and then disappears and they cannot find him. He is gone. Emma decides to finally start putting her life back together, and she's now in her 30s. And she is, I believe, engaged to, she is engaged to Sam and is about to, you know, get married because they're engaged. And then guess who shows up? Jesse. And he wants to pick up right where they left off. And she is trying to decide who she actually is in love with and who she actually wants to be with. The guy that she married when she was in her early 20s, or after all of that and after she's grown and changed so much, Sam, her new fiance. I feel like Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing also proposes very well thought out characters. They all have their flaws and not necessarily great qualities about them. Her characters just feel so real. They don't always make the best choices. Their thought processes are also just very real, and she is so gifted in that. Wow, it's just crazy what people's brains can come up with, am I right? And then I do have one more book on here, but I don't know what it is yet because my book club meets the first week in June and we have not decided what book it's going to be. I'll probably do a reading vlog about it just so I can remember for the book club discussion that happens later in the month. So this is a book club with my friend who also has friends, so I was inserted into it, and it's been fun so far. I've only been in it a couple months. These are at least the known 6 that I would like to read in the month of June. Feel free to stick around and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the reading vlogs that accompany some or all of these. Who knows? I've been vlogging a lot and I've been really enjoying it, so we'll see what I feel like doing in June. And yeah, if you want to stick around and hang out and check out those reading vlogs, yeah, subscribe. Like this video too. Cool. Respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks. Bye.